Let's talk about Pritchard's Colorado Buffaloes. 3-0. We were up late last night, Saturday night, or I should say late Saturday night, watching that game against Colorado State. An emotional game, a come from behind victory for the Buffs there. Didn't cover, but they did move to 3-0. Now it gets a little bit more difficult. Going to Autzen Stadium to face the Oregon Ducks. Oregon 21-point favorites. The consensus number total sitting at 70. Pritch, can your Buffs hang with the Ducks Saturday afternoon?
Of course they can. Last week I was warning everybody about laying it in that game, that rivalry game. And what happened? CSU, little brother, was going to do anything and everything in that game to try to win it.
Lacerated liver, too.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Because I was just thinking back to when I was a player, and on paper, we should have crushed CSU. But I had to score a winning touchdown my sophomore year. My junior year, it was a tighter game, too. So it's something about that rivalry. And I know people are using the analysis that CSU is one of the worst teams in the Mountain West. When you have a bunch of kids and when you have Norvell who juiced those kids up, I mean, he lit those guys on fire before they went out and played that game. You can struggle at times. And a lot of times, too, CU didn't understand. Dion even said that. We don't understand this rivalry. We don't what's going on here. But this is a game where CU has kind of earmarked. This is a Pac-12 opener. I said this last week, too. I think Oregon's built like an SEC team. And Colorado, and people are finding this out, Colorado, their pattern and want to be like an SEC team with a bunch of athletes on the field. So I think this game is a game in which Colorado can put up over 30 points. And if that's the case, this game is going to be a close game, I believe. Oregon against Texas Tech, they had to deal that with 34-30 and something like that. But, everybody's talking about Oregon. Okay, now we're going to find out how good Colorado is. I think when you go on the road and face TCU, who was in the college football playoff last year, that's a tough game. I don't care if TCU is completely different than they were in the matchup in front of the national championship. But Oregon's one of those teams was certainly, with the rest of the Pac-12, they are talented, highly talented. Bo Nix, I know the full story on Bo. We'll see what Oregon's made of. I think that's going to be the turnaround. We're going to find out what Oregon's made of more so than what CU is made of.
Are you all in with the points here on this game?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to sprinkle a little on the money line right now?
I don't know. I don't know
Plus
about
620.
that.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure how all in we are.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Buffs winning it, I mean, I'm realistic, from a betting standpoint. But my rooting interest is certainly I want to see him win, right?
Of course.
But no, as far as the betting standpoint, I'm taking the points, absolutely.
Will Dion, to your point about they don't understand this Colorado State, will he try to schedule Alcorn State so those kids that played for them at Jackson State will understand?
I hear you.
The only thing I worry about this game, and I said this number should be around 16,
okay.
So I'm taking the points as well. Mm-hmm. My level of concern, though, is about Autzen and how the games can get away from you quickly there. Those fans are right on the field. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so loud in that atmosphere. Right. That's my only level of concern because I think they can play with Oregon.
Well, what's interesting about that is who better to shine the spotlight on these kids than Coach Prime? And he's done that the entire offseason. They have their Twitter handle on their back of their jerseys in practice. I mean, I don't know how many kids has a YouTube page, right? Yeah. Half the team's got a YouTube page. They love the attention. They love that. They love the spotlight. And the fact that they were so impressive on the road, and I called a number of games up at TCU for the Mountain West back in the day, and then certainly throughout TCU when Patterson was there. And that's an intimidating place too. But you're right about Autzen. You're right about the environment. But I don't know if that's going to shake this football team because they're so used to the spotlight each and every day because of the hard knocks aspect of what they're going through so far.
Can they play fast if the crowd noise is deafening?
If they can't run it, they're not going to play fast. Right. Mm-hmm. Sean Lewis is going to have to adjust. Mm-hmm. And what we've seen is the ability to adjust because of Shedeur Sanders letting plays develop. How many times do you see younger quarterbacks breaking a play down because of pressure or whatever? And so as a coordinator, you don't really get to formulate what's going on and what they're doing to the play that you're trying to call because you never really get to see it executed. But with Shedeur, you do get to see that. And that's why they've been so good in the second half with adjustments that I think they get such a great picture of what a team is trying to defend them with, that they come up with sound adjustments throughout the game.
Do you think defensively they're up to the task in this game? Because we saw Colorado State, and I get that it's a rivalry game, but they were moving the ball pretty much at will last Saturday night. TCU moved the ball pretty much at will. The only game defensively that they've looked good was against Jeff Sims in Nebraska. Are they up to the task defensively against Bo Nix and the Oregon offense?
Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes defensively. I mean, the shallow cross against CSU was open.
They were spamming it all game.
Oh, my goodness, right? It's automatic first down. And the fact that they were running it on first down was more irritating to me. It's like, okay, here comes shallow cross on first down. But they couldn't stop it. And you're right, it opened up other things down the field. They're going to correct that. I mean, I think this coaching staff is too smart, and they have the acumen to correct that with the players. Now, they're going to miss Travis, obviously. I don't know if they can match up with the athletes that they have at Oregon, but they got to stop the running game. They got to slow that down. They got to limit possessions, if they can. If they can do that, that's why I think they got a great chance of getting inside the number.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.